Yesterday we see the blind man who came to know Jesus is passing by. And today we see a tax collector who comes to know that Jesus is going to pass by that road. And both of them made their efforts. But this tax collector, normally the tax collectors are called bloodsuckers in those days, because they would suck tax for the Romans, and they would do it because they get a good commission. If you collect this much, you will get that much percentage, and therefore they would go behind people to collect the taxes, and that is why they are called bloodsuckers. And Zacchaeus is a rich man, which means he must have made a lot of money. But he comes to his senses. What is the senses? The senses is your conscience. Your conscience becomes terrible when you keep on doing something and you are least bothered that there's something wrong that you are doing. Every day he would in a way collect tax and bribe people, and every time he would do that, and after a few years it becomes his normal duty, and it will be not a bribe but rather a duty for him to collect extra. It becomes with us also the same, that when we do something wrong, first time, second time, and then when it becomes a habit, it becomes a character of our lives. And when it becomes a character, then it's difficult. But here you learn from Zacchaeus that his conscience was pricking. Therefore, he wanted to see Jesus, who this man is. And when he saw him, Jesus is the first one to bring him down from his heights of sin, from his heights of hiding his sins. And then he says, Zacchaeus, make haste, I want to come and dwell with you. And therefore Zacchaeus comes running down the tree, and then he takes him home. And then we see immediately he making a promise to Jesus, saying, I will give 4 times more if I have defrauded anyone, and I will give you whatever I have. Half of my goods I give to the poor. See the transformation in his life, because he wanted to, in a way, correct his conscience. And when he corrects his conscience, which was pricking, and then he comes down, he brings Jesus into his house. What does Jesus do? Jesus gives him salvation. For he says, salvation has come into this house. Salvation has come into your life. My dear friends, we are all children of God. But will salvation come to you? Some people will always say, there's no salvation for you. Some people will curse you and say, you will never have salvation. But here you see, Jesus goes to a sinner's house and he brings down salvation to him. He comes into our lives to give us salvation. And that is the reason why he very clearly says that I have come not for the righteous, but rather for sinners, those who are lost in their life, those who are lost in their own world. And he wants to bring them into his blood.